The journey so far has been really exciting and also, I must say, a little intimidating, because when I started the Mumbai's International Literary Festival, which is called Tata Literature Live, the Mumbai Lit Fest, in 2010, I had no clue that it would become so big, and that every year it would grow and grow and grow. It's exciting, it's gratifying, but at the same time extremely demanding, and that's something which I have to live with, and the team, small team that works with me, that team has to live with it too. We are catering to the two extremes: first book, lifetime. What about the space in between? So we decided to institute the Tata Literature Live Book of the Year, again subdivided into fiction and non-fiction. This is for people who have written 2 or 3 books, more books, who may be established but have not reached the kind of venerable age or stage in their lives where they get a lifetime achievement. One more award which I'm really particularly proud of, which is again happening this year, is Tata Literature Live Poet Laureate. Now, poetry, I think, and I think a whole lot of people think, is the finest form of literature. It's a kind of distillation of thought, distillation into a few lines of a huge number of things, which a prose writer may take pages and pages to write, and a poet in maybe 6 lines, 8 lines, 14 lines will encapsulate that in a beautiful form of writing. Well, I think there's been a huge change in the publishing scene in this country, particularly noticeable over the last, I would say, 5 or 6 years. And that is that unlike the developed world, unlike the Western world, where people are seeing maybe a contraction of publishing, mainly as a result of the internet, e-books and so on, self-publishing as e-books. In India, we've seen a huge upsurge, which is astonishing actually. Few writers, and I'll give you a couple of names. One is Amish Tripathi with his Shiva trilogy, and then Ashwin Sanghi, Ashok Banker, people like that, Anurag Mathur, and of course Chetan Bhagat. They broke this mold. They wrote, they were not, most of them were not even writers. Chetan Bhagat was an IIT graduate, went into management. Amish Tripathi, another management graduate, a banker. So, everyone asks me this question: what is your most anticipated, or the one you really want to go to? And my standard answer is, how am I going to say that? It's like asking a father, which is your favorite child. I find all of them interesting. But there's something we started last year, which we are continuing this year, which I really look forward to, which is on the very first evening, which is the 30th, at the big Tata Theatre, we have a debate, and this debate is conducted in the old Oxford University debating style, that you have a statement, a proposition, and then you have 2 people speaking for the proposition and 2 against, with a kind of a referee. And we got, luckily last year, we managed to get Nick Gowing of the BBC to conduct this, which he did brilliantly, and he's coming again. So that is exciting, and the audience gets involved. Nick Gowing then involves the audience. So you get voting before, voting after. It's full audience involvement. The experience that we give our audience, I think, is that you get invigorating, stimulating conversation. You get to meet your writers, the people you've read, you never thought you would meet. They're here in person. Even if you haven't read them, you get a chance to explore new territories of writing. And one more thing I need to mention actually, which will become right from the word go an intrinsic part of our festival, which is that we take literature in its widest form. Like we say, what is literature? It's novels, yes. It's poetry, yes. What about the whole field of non-fiction? In non-fiction, you can have psychology, you can have anthropology, sociology, politics, economics, several worlds to explore. So we get those also. What about theatre, plays? So we have performances. We've had dance set to poetry. We've had one-man plays being done. We've had musicians singing to Shakespeare. So, and we get most of these acts, these performances from overseas. Now, that's a unique opportunity for the audience because they would never see these otherwise. And they either see it at our Lit Fest or they don't see it, because these groups come for that one performance and that's it. Well, this time it'll be two performances, one at NCPA, one at Prithvi. So I think that's a lot to offer.